almost got arrested. Hello, welcome to Q to Chaos.
I didn't almost get arrested at Costco. The backstory is I'm just talking about how weird people can be, like, when they meet me in like, person. So I'm just in the Costco. Like I said, I'm using my friend Morgan's card already. So I'm using a female's card. I'm like, oh my God, I hope they don't realize I'm not Morgan.
So people that don't have Costco, explain to them how the checkout process works, because people don't understand it sometimes.
Well, the check-in process, they like scan the card and there's like a picture. It's like
you come into the building.
Yeah, like it's like a club or like the airport or something. I don't know how to explain it, but like you like have to swipe in. So I'm using the card and it's like pathway when you first come in. So like you have to come in and go to the left. I think it's like jewelry or something right in front of you. And then there is a customer service desk or something to the right, but it's like dead end. You have to go like to the left to get into the store.
Yep.
So I come in and I'm rounding the left and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Nobody said anything. I made it in. He didn't realize I'm not Morgan. And then all of a sudden, I just hear somebody yelling my name. And I was like, oh, my God, they caught on to me. Like, they know it's me. How do they even know it's me? I'm freaking out. This woman comes, like, running over to me. And she's like, I'm Cheryl, the store manager. And I absolutely loved you on that show. If you need anything while you're here in the Costco, just let me know. I'm your auntie now. Okay, hey, Auntie Cheryl. Meanwhile, I'm having a whole heart attack thinking, like, I'm about to get kicked out of Costco.
I would say, Cheryl, I need a membership, bitch.
I was too nervous to even think about that, but now I might need to go back and get a membership from Cheryl. But no, so like that was that. And I was like, okay. And then the terrible thing was I had to go back the next day as well. Oh. And then Cheryl was like, oh my God, twice in 1 week. Do you live in the area? And then that's always creepy when a person wants to like know where you would live. I'm like, maybe.
Oh my God.
So that was really weird right up next to the random guy recording us. And then let me see. I mean, there's just so many random people like at random times. But yeah, you just never know how people are going to react. Oh my God, we were where were we at? Taco Mac or Hudson Grill, just at a restaurant, having lunch in the middle of the day. And the restaurant is fairly empty. There's like maybe 4 tables in the restaurant, and it's a massive Taco Mac location. So like, it's not like anybody's even close to us. Woman walks by, goes to the bathroom. Pay this woman no attention. Like, literally, like, you don't pay a person walking past you to the bathroom any attention. She walks back by us. Pay her no attention. She then does it again. And at that point, of course, I've noticed her because you've now walked past me 4 times.
Yeah, of course, yes.
And then she comes over and she's like, oh my God, I just want to let you know. I have seen every episode of the show. And I just love you guys so much. And I was just hoping and praying to God that you guys were real and not some television-produced storyline. And seeing that you guys are... And then she goes into this whole diatribe and then her whole life. And you're just like, ma'am, I am literally holding a chicken wing with hot sauce all over my face. And you were like telling me how I connected with you. And I'm like, I really appreciate that.
But also, can you give me some extra ranch?
You just like, this is just not the moment. But she was super sweet. I don't remember her name, but she was super sweet. But I mean, people are just really, people's reactions are just always interesting.
Very interesting. And you know what's so funny? And so Alex and I talked about this a little bit off pod, but I'll bring it on here now, is that when our new Bravo project is announced very soon, I told him we saw a TMZ story earlier today about Anthony, the assistant, who was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And, he was on TMZ, and he was fighting
with Alexis
Guy. And I
did see when you sent me that. Yes. And I died laughing, because I was like, God.
Oh, I died laughing. Did you watch the video?
Well, what? Yes. Oh but God. Wait, why? And then why is there a drag queen named Drew Sidora?
Drew Sidora, the drag queen, yes! It's just so much. It's just so much
going on.
And so, when I saw that, I just died laughing. And I texted Alex, and I told him, I said, Alex, we will never be those Bravo gays. I promise you, we're not fighting nobody.
Did they give us any context on why they were fighting Alexis Guy? Even though Alexis
Guy from the article I read on TMZ, which is also wild, because how did Anthony the assistant get a TMZ article? Like, it's beyond me. Maybe Alexis Guy got the TMZ article and he was just included. I don't know, but it was because there was a beef that happened between them back in October. She saw him in the lobby of the apartment complex, said, square up, bitch, and then they started fighting.
Because literally when I saw that video, the first thing that came to my mind was, Not in the apartment complex lobby.
Yes, in the apartment complex lobby.
I was like, look at the poor property manager. Like, Alexis. You know you will get put out because you already behind on your rent. You better go find somebody to scam trying to do people's taxes.
It's just crazy. It's just wild. I just don't even like... But, like I said, we will never be those Bravo gays, okay? We're not fighting anybody in apartment complexes. We are not... If we're going to have a TMZ story about us, it's going to be some true tea. True tea shit.
I'm not going to promise I won't fight nobody.
Well, if you fight somebody, just fight me, because we already done fought so many times, bitch.
I'm not.
We're just used to fighting each other at this point.
I'm not, no. But yeah, so, you know, I just...
And I already know how you fight, so I'm just going to duck.
But no, I agree. I'd never want to be one of those messy people that come across like that. So, hopefully with this newfound audience that'll probably find us in the coming months.
Oh, I'm sure.
It'll be interesting to see how they react, because I feel like every audience responds differently. Because I will say, like, the Country Wayne audience are always just, like, the most normal people that are just like, oh my god, I saw you on... So cool. And then they'll, like, ask something about it, and I'll be like, you'll have to tune in, because, bitch, I actually don't know. I just filmed my two scenes, and actually, in one day.
Happens. Yes.
So, yeah. But, so it'll be interesting to see what this fandom brings.
Yes, I'm excited to see. But we are also excited to dive in tonight to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and the Real Housewives of Potomac in that finale.
Let me get my champagne
and my God. That finale was insane. That was a good finale. Do you think... So, just looking back at it, before we even recap anything, Season 4 finale, Bermuda... Monica...
I hate that they keep ending the finales on the gas trip.
I know. So Monica outed as Reality Von Tease, Season 4. Season 5 finale, them reading the worst text messages to each other, all the drama that comes out of that. Who had the better finale?
Season 5.
You think Season 5?
Season 5.
Okay.
I think that Monica was definitely an iconic season.
It was.
However...
It felt like a one-off.
It just felt like a one-off. Mm-hmm. Monica, let me tell you what Monica was. Monica was that grinder or jacked hookup that, like, went really well. Really like, you guys vibed. So like, the conversation was great. Mm-hmm. You hung out for a bit. The sex was mind-blowing. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing you know, you're blocked. And you're like, what happened?
No.
You're like, what happened?
Like, baby, you were already planning the next positions you could do.
And then you're just
baby, you were on the Kama Sutra. Like, let me stretch. Let me do this.
Because let me see if you want to come over again. And then it's, like, blocked. Yeah, that's the vibes that you get from Monica in Season 4.
Damn. Monica is a blocked grinder profile.
that at one point was an amazing one-night stand.
Was an amazing one-night stand. I'm going to send that to her. I actually think Monica would love that if I tell her
That's exactly who she is.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
But could Monica be unblocked?
Mine did one time. I did. I had that very situation happen to me, and then, like, months later, came back out of nowhere and was like, I'm sorry. Oh. But then did it again, so. And that's why I chose to decide to go hetero.
No, I could definitely see Monica coming back to the show in some capacity. I don't know what it is, but I think that Monica's just good reality TV. And I think if you recognize people good reality TV, it doesn't matter what happens. You have to try to make them work in some capacity.
You have to get rid of 2 Salt Lake City housewives right now. Who is it? Go. Have to fire 2 of the current cast. Full-time snowflakes have to go. 2 of them right now.
You already know what I'm about to say.
I think so.
Meredith and Whitney.
Oh, okay.
Bitch, who did you think I was going to say?
Okay, definitely Meredith. We were both...
Meredith. Of course.
Both on the Meredith train, but I didn't think Whitney... Interesting. I thought Heather, but that's because I don't. Heather is
she's
the anchor. She's the anchor. She is
the Giselle. Of Salt Lake City.
She's the Teresa. Yeah. She's the Nene. Yeah.
They're never gonna let her go.
She's correct.
Yeah.
But I don't. She's just Heather gives nothing for me.
Nothing.
Heather gave everything when she was not confident, fat, first season Heather. The Heather, and she wasn't fat. She really wasn't. But the Heather that Mary had texted about, that's the Heather I want back to.
The inbred?
She don't even know she did.
No,
that's the Heather I want.
I say for me, and it's not that I don't like Whitney. Let me be clear. Whitney was the ghost producer of season 5, baby, because Whitney was making the storylines activated. But to me, Whitney does not know how to play her cards close to her chest. We saw everything. So it wasn't like you were activating the girls and we were surprised by it. Girl, we literally watched you do it, and it was just like, girl, you messy. Like, it didn't have any element of surprise to it. It was like, we knew what you were doing. We saw what you were doing. And
I can see that because Whitney almost brings nothing to the show. Her bring to the show is almost kind of being a pot stir.
Yeah.
Because Whitney's personal storylines just really aren't that strong.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Whitney and Justin's marriage became on the rocks, and that made her more interesting for another couple of seasons. But yeah, I feel like I think it's time for Meredith for sure to go.
Yeah.
I do. I just don't feel like Meredith brings anything to Salt Lake.
So, let's talk about this finale.
Let's talk about it. The reading of the text messages. That's where I want to start.
Well, hold on. We gotta go back a little bit.
Okay.
So let's talk about first. Heather planned a lunch where all the girls dressed as Lisa. And Whitney throws shade when she wears clothes with tags on them, saying that Lisa wears clothes with tags so she can return them.
So now let's talk about. I think Salt Lake is Sirens Media, and kudos to whoever edited that episode, because the way that they edited it
was amazing,
and show the tags that Whitney had on before, because you're like, oh my god, Whitney's tag is showing. They're so shady of the editors to show that. Yes. And then when it comes out, she's like, oh, I've got to return them later. Bitch, when I tell you, me and Caroline had to pick each other's jaws up off of the floor.
Of course.
Were like,
yeah, of course.
Day.
Yeah. No, the production company for Salt Lake City is top tier. Let's just give them... Can we give a round of applause?
Are the Sirens who also does Potomac?
No, Sirens is New Jersey and Salt Lake City and New York.
They do great on New York has the best like visuals, intro,
for sure,
transitions, and all of that. Salt Lake has the best storytelling in their editing to like make sure you see things and notice things before it's brought up. They put it in your face, but you don't realize that it's going to be a big thing, and I love that. And then whoever does Potomac, I think, does a good job on their edit too.
Yeah. So and that's truly original, which is the same as Atlanta.
Okay, well, they're doing terrible in Atlanta. But I do love the fact that they got all them black people working for them. Shout out to that.
I do. They have a lot of black,
everybody over there was black.
Producers over there.
All y'all was black. Blacker than black. Black power. Wakanda forever.
But yeah, so things almost get physical after that.
I'm sorry, real quick question. Do you think they only do black producers for black for black cast?
Well, I think that, let's be honest, I think as a black cast member, you probably would feel more comfortable with the black producer, because you're going to feel like they're going to have your back and they're not wanting to throw you under the bus. Even though they're trying to throw you under the bus, but you're not going to feel that automatically.
You can just relate to him better.
You relate to him better.
But I was just so surprised that they were all black.
All black. Very surprising, yeah.
I was like Ron Burgundy and Anchorman.
Let's just say this. Bravo, from me and Alex's experience, definitely had a lot of black talent working on the production team.
Very black.
And we loved that. They were awesome. They didn't always love me or Alex.
And black.
But they were awesome.
They were some awesome black people. Very fine black people.
Very fine.
In the words of Trump, very fine black people.
Very fine.
We liked them. No. And I know y'all probably are like, what is wrong with them? No, I loved it though.
Yeah.
It was a very
different experience.
A different experience from Yumi and my ex and my production team over there. So it was,
because Bottega was
I think there's a black guy over there.
Bodega, there was maybe one.
There's a black guy. There's a black guy.
The token.
Not me.
Not you.
I mean,
not you.
was I the on-screen token? No. They always give me somebody else.
No, there's always somebody else.
There's always somebody else.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So back to Salt Lake City. So after the tags on the clothes argument happens, things almost get a little physical with Whitney and Lisa, where she tried to rip the wig off her head. And then an argument turns in place with Brittany and Meredith, where Brittany storms off. Angie follows Brittany to try to calm her down, and Mary gets upset, feeling like Angie is choosing sides with Brittany when she knows that Brittany and Mary have had beef in the past, and that leads over into the dinner discussion. Do you feel like Mary maybe overreacted a little bit here in this situation?
I feel like Mary overreacted, and I think the majority of people feel like Mary overreacted. Mm-hmm. However, I feel like you can't say someone's overreacted if you didn't walk in those shoes.
Yeah.
So if my life was, I've been abandoned by these people, and these people are still living, the fact that Mary's parents are still alive, I mean, it's like, I can understand why you're such a guarded individual.
Yes.
So, I mean, I can say, to me, it seems like an overreaction, because I'm sure when people see, this next project that, we do, there are some scenes where I get upset and blow up, and people will probably say I overreacted.
Same.
So, unless it's a trigger for you and people don't know your triggers and what you've been through in life, I think it's easy to say something was an overreaction. But I do think it was a beautiful moment, and I think it was a very authentic moment, and I think that they have a real friendship. And I think one of my favorite things in watching Housewives is when you do get to see a real friendship form. So
yes.
I think it's been great to watch the real Robin and Giselle, the Garcelle and Sutton happen. Yes. Dorit and Bose now is super cute.
And I actually feel like it's real.
It's so real. It's so real. And
I do.
And I think Bose is the perfect person to help Dorit
on her next journey
in this new chapter of her life.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I think that Dorit is going to become our Portia for Beverly Hills.
I said the same
I think you're going to watch Dorit dethrone Kyle, and I think you're going to watch Dorit become your new Portia. She's going to become the people's princess.
Yeah.
And I think Dorit's going to win over a whole new fan base, and I think Dorit is going to take over Beverly Hills and eventually even become Center Diamond. I foresee that for Dorit.
Yeah. I said the same thing. Because I think Dorit is now washing away all the qualms, all the stereotypes, all the things holding her back. Because, when she did that interview and said she never even wanted to do the show, PK wanted her to do the show. Mm-hmm. That was so interesting to me because it even said even more so to me that we're seeing the real Dorit now because she was always doing what PK wanted her to do. So now she's like, fuck you, fuck this, fuck that. Sorry. But it is what it is. Like, now we're really seeing who she really is. Mm-hmm. So I think we're getting a totally different side of her that we've not seen before, but I do feel like we're getting more authentically her now than we have in the past, for
Absolutely.
Sure.
And I think it's going to continue to grow, and I think it's going to work, and I think Dorit and Bose are going to take over Beverly Hills.
That's where we disagree.
You don't think Bose is going to take over?
I don't think Bose is going to stay on the show. I feel like Bose reminds me of Stacy from Potomac, where maybe they didn't know what they were getting into, but I feel like Stacy leaned more into it, where she was like, oh, this is messy, but I'm into it. Where Bose is like, I was a Netflix executive, I worked for Uber, I did this. Is this really what I want to attach myself to in this next phase of my life?
And I think Bose knows exactly what she got herself into.
You think so?
I think, first of all, you cannot prepare yourself for the Real Housewives world.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are.
Baby.
You can't prepare yourself for the Real Housewives world.
Yeah.
You can't. It's a different level.
It's totally different.
So I think as as prepared as anybody wants to be, as rich as anybody can be, as well connected as anybody can be. I don't think any of that matters. I don't think you can prepare yourself for the house world.
Yeah.
But what I can say is I think Bose is smart enough to know that she is using this platform to build a brand.
Yes.
So I think for the fact that she is trying to build a brand and she is a brand and marketing guru, that she's going to play this right. And she's also played her introduction into a cast very solid. Because Beverly Hills, Atlanta, and New Jersey are the 3 hardest franchises, I feel like.
So, like, integrate into.
Yes,
and
And she has done it flawlessly. Like, no, first of all, like, let's really dive into this.
Yep.
Crystal Minkoff, who... She
love
was
you.
cool. You are a friend of us. We love you over here at Cue the Chaos. And but the fact that I feel like in the status world, your husband was Rob Minkoff, the director. Your brother is a fucking Chinese pop star. Like you are like top tier, like, you know, purebred of the world.
Yes.
Like 1%ers of the world.
Yes.
And you didn't even integrate flawlessly the way that Bose did. I mean, when you think of flawless integration in Housewives, I think of Portia and Kenya. I think of Sutton.
Yeah.
I think of Margaret Joseph. I think of...
I was going to say that. Actually, Jackie and Jennifer from RHOSLC.
Oh, yeah. The Jackie and Jennifer, yes.
I think of even Dolores, because it's so funny.
Well, Dolores had been there from beginning, so...
Well, yes, and actually Dorinda from New York. Because
I didn't
Dorinda,
watch by the time she came
But you know what's so funny is Dorinda came in season 7 of New York, but by the time the show went through their like change out phase, to me I was like, Dorinda's not an OG, because it just felt like she was just such a natural. So long.
And I feel like the more we get more of Bose, the more we're going to like her. But I do. I think she's gonna stay the test of time and turn this into a platform for her.
Well, I'm excited to see her reunion performance.
But I want to see what this is gonna leave for Garcelle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know people are always like, "There's room for 2 black women on the show."
Course,
I completely agree.
I agree.
I don't disagree at all. But I will agree, Garcelle doesn't bring much to the show anymore.
Well, Garcelle and Bose have the same kind of vibe. As far as Bose is not in the drama, but she'll throw shade in the confessionals. She'll do this, she'll do that. Garcelle did the same thing. The only thing is Bose does it a little bit better, Garcelle.
Bose does it a little bit better. Bose is new. Garcelle, we've kind of seen you.
Yeah.
So it's like...
So we're used to it.
And it's like Garcelle either needs to get activated, get a scandal, or get going, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's the cutthroat world of Housewives. Like, you've got to have something happening to be in the mix if you're not just funny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to really dive deep into this.
Because think about it. You have Erica Jane would not 100%, I don't feel like, still be on this show right now had the Tom Girardi scandal not happened and solidified her these last, 4 seasons now? Mm-hmm. She got 4 seasons because of that. You can't tell me, had everything been going fine and we had just been watching her be rich, be married to Tom Girardi, and be a pop star, that she would still be on the show.
No. It would have got dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially during COVID time.
She would have got dry.
Yeah.
And I just think that if you're not bringing something... I don't, every housewife always brings something. You usually have, a lifestyle housewife, which is the one that is the really rich one. Mm-hmm. You always have the funny housewife that's funny every time the camera's on her. Whether it's unintentional funny, whether it's funny in the confessional, funny in the group scene, you have the funny housewife. Mm-hmm. You have the relatable housewife. And she's the one that's just going to be like Heather Gay was her first couple seasons. You're going to have that girl that's just going to be like, okay, I'm ready to go home. You always have the relatable housewife. And then you have 2 or 3 other girls that are kind of just fighting it out for the just wannabe queen bee drama spot, but really have nothing going on in their lives, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I just feel like Erica would have been gone had she not had a scandal. So I feel like if you don't have something to give, you got to go. And Garcelle has just nothing to give. So I feel like it's almost time for a cast shakeup over there at Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I don't think it is.
You don't think so?
I don't think it's gonna happen
because it's the #1 rated housewife show.
And also, I mean, you kind of need to make sure you have at least one franchise doing well. So you're gonna keep your Kyle. You're gonna keep Kathy. You're gonna keep Dorit. You're gonna keep. You might not keep Erica. But I don't know. I could see Erica and Garcelle both being on the chopping block.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
So let's finish recapping this Salt Lake City. So after this fight with...
how did our diatribe even get to Beverly Hills?
I know, right? After this fight with Brittany and Meredith, after she storms off and Mary gets upset about it because Angie followed her, they lead into the the finale dinner, where then Heather gives her whole thing about, like, the burn book and the girls, like, really trying to clear the air, right? And saying, you know what, I want us to really be friends. Let's get out in the open the worst things we've ever said about each other so we can get on the other side of it. So all the girls pick a text in their phone that they said about each other. That's the worst thing they've ever said. And they read it out loud to the group and pass it to the person they said it about.
And we know that Brittany's text was absolutely fake. And we know Lisa Barlow's text was absolutely fake.
Of course, they were both fake. Yes. Yeah. Brittany's text was hilarious, actually. I honestly, it honestly was so on par for Brittany, which is why I stand her for another season, because she's so oblivious to, like, the actual nuances of what this show is asking for.
I don't think she's oblivious. I think she's acting. And if she can give the same exact performance in the friend of capacity next season, she can come back.
Supposedly, from what we've heard, we're just going by what we heard, everybody has been asked back for the next season except for Melly, and Brittany's been asked back as a friend of again as well.
Okay. I would watch the same cast again.
Okay, I would too.
I would rather there not be a Meredith, but I'd watch the same cast again.
I would too.
I would rather you drop off Meredith and give me one more new girl.
Yeah. Maybe another friend of.
Potentially, because she doesn't have to be full-time. Yeah. But yeah, no.
Because Melly didn't give us anything.
Melly didn't give anything. I'm not going to lie. Let me tell you who gave a lot of personality in no time with no real screen presence. I was about to say.
Who? Already know.
Who?
Already know. Mary.
No, Mary's friend. So on I think it's the first or second episode, whatever episode we get introduced to Bronwyn, there is a woman at that Lisa Barlow's Love event, Bezos event, and I feel like she might have been wearing like a red turtleneck and red pants, but she was a black woman with a short haircut, and she had so much personality to be somebody that was like adjacent to the scene. Okay. And like there were moments where she said stuff on camera, and she said stuff on camera, but she's not like a housewife, but she was like, oh, and you could just tell she had a lot of personality.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is she? Like, who is that right there? Like, are you somebody? Are you somebody? Or are you, just somebody?
Yeah.
But like, I was like, I wonder who she is.
Interesting.
I don't know. I feel like Salt Lake needs another black person.
To spice it up.
Not even to spice it up. I just want to know how you would react with another black person in Salt Lake City.
Interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always also here for Jen Shaw coming back. But I don't know. I just feel like Salt Lake needs something. There needs to be just a slight shift in dynamics. Because I am over Lisa Barlow.
Yeah. I mean, let's...
I'm over.
Lord. Should we read the text first, or should we go into how we hate Lisa Barlow?
Let's go into how we hate Lisa Barlow.
Okay. So for me, Lisa... It's just the same thing over and over and over again every season. And you're not giving us nothing new. Girl, we know you got money. We know this. We know that. You're not giving us anything new. I don't care about you not wanting to fly coach. I don't care about your tequila that I can never find at the liquor store. I don't care about your husband who you say you have this amazing sex with. I don't care that you drink Diet Cokes. I don't care that you like Wendy's. Bitch, I don't care about none of it. It's not giving any of it. It's not giving.
It gives money can't buy you class. When I tell you, oh my gosh. So, Caroline has a cousin from Denver.
I was like, if her cousin is Lisa Barlow, bitch, I'm dead.
Not Lisa Barlow, but her cousin is not Denver. Excuse me. He is from Denver, but he lives in Salt Lake.
Okay.
And he is hangs out with some of the more affluent people. Lives in one of the country clubs up there that Lisa Barlow lives in. Where I found out some interesting things. Like one, the house that they show in The Housewives is not the house Lisa Barlow lives in.
I learned that.
Because this country club is super, super tight, like with the whole thing. Like, he moved somebody into his basement, and they were like, nope, that's not allowed.
Yeah.
But also, allegedly, Lisa Barlow's businesses are not successful. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly, Lisa Barlow is just faking it till she makes it.
Yeah, baby. She's living on a prayer.
She's living on a prayer.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Halfway there.
Allegedly, she gets a lot of upfront money from investors that then goes to funding her lifestyle.
That's what I heard.
Allegedly.
That's what the lawsuits say. So.
Allegedly. Lisa ain't got no money.
Allegedly, Lisa, girl.
And allegedly, them cars be leased. Allegedly.
Like that G-Wagon that Angie said got repossessed.
Allegedly.
Also, I love when we say allegedly because it just makes us take the. Please, we don't want to get sued again.
Also, Bronwyn, I'm still waiting on you to post a picture of that necklace, bitch.
Oh, so you clearly haven't seen the reunion yet.
Did she? Oh, what happened? Does it come out at the end? So
we'll talk about it later.
So that's as far as I got was her being like, I think that was probably when it went to commercial break. But the last thing I saw, she was like, well, I guess I'll have to do an Instagram post and show all my jewelry or something like that.
Yeah, the next episode we'll have to dive into that.
For part 2?
Yeah.
Of the reunion? Part 2 of the reunion is not out yet.
Part 1 of the reunion.
So at the end, she's going to bring out the necklace?
She brings out something, baby.
Oh my god! If Bronwyn clears her with this necklace, I'm gonna be gagged. Now I gotta
yes.
go watch it. Let me tell you, I was a fan from Bronwyn from the moment she walked on my screen.
So let me.
Bronwyn, if you clear this, Bronwyn, I'm about to go home and watch this. And if you clear this bitch with a necklace,
we might have to do a quick part 3 here because Alex doesn't understand what happened at the industry union to why I said Bronwyn is on the fence for me. He doesn't know.
Oh my god! Does Bronwyn not have the necklace?
Hold on, you're jumping too far.
Bronwyn, don't play with my emotions. Because Bronwyn, if you out here and I've been rooting for you and you make me look stupid, I'm gonna be so mad. But Bronwyn, if you come out with them receipts,
let me just say this: the person that had the receipts was somebody else, and it wasn't Bronwyn. So anyway, moving on, we are going to read now the text messages that they read at the finale about each other. Alex is going to start with the text that Mary read about Heather.
So Mary decided to go first, and Mary wrote this text about Heather. Heather, from day one, I never felt accepted by her or included as a part of the group. She changed once she became successful. I think it went to her head. She started getting aggressive and referring back to all the things she accomplished and threw it back in our faces. Instead of being grateful for her blessings, it changed her to become competitive and super mean. All while she enjoyed the feeling of fame, she had forgotten the people that helped her to get to where she is. Who is truly happy and proud for her like I have been and always will be.
Oh. That was... what did you feel about that? What was your opinion on that?
Loved that moment. And I loved the moment because you get a glimpse, you got a real glimpse of season 1 Heather. And when Heather came onto that show, Heather was grateful for the opportunity. Heather was excited. Heather never thought something like this could happen to her. And Heather was so much fun to watch. When I watched Heather, I saw somebody like myself or like my wife, the person that you don't think would be the real housewife, they got to be the real housewife. And she was like, I feel like the voice for the normal person. It was like, oh my God, we love her, we love her, we love her.
Yes.
And you do see how quickly Heather changed. And I did. I hated Heather all season this season. And watching Heather first read that message in silence and seeing the way it kicked her in her chest and she knew it was the truth, I was like, I hope that this is a wake-up call and it brings us back. a little bit more of whom she used to be.
Yeah.
I do understand how this world and all of this can change you, and you will never be who you were exactly. But to a degree, I hope she can find the Heather that she was to some portion.
Yes, of course. I agree. I think that, yeah, I mean, she got caught up in the fame, which a lot of people do, right?
A lot of people do.
And so she definitely changed, and I think Mary kind of calling her on it and saying, hey, no, this is not who you used to be, but this is who you should be, and we want that person back is really important. So I love that she called her out on that.
I do too.
So the next person that went was Brittany. Brittany said to Mary that she would like to invite Bronwyn over for tea tomorrow instead of Mary. I'm guessing that was a text to production, explaining a scene, because usually production will text you a couple days before to say, hey, you're filming this scene with this person, or you're filming this scene with this person. It sounds like that's what Brittany was referring to. How real do we think that was?
It's not real at all. Brittany would definitely call one of those women stupid or obnoxious or something to one of her friends. Like, oh my God, I can't believe in meeting her. She's this stupid in person.
Yes.
I mean, she absolutely did. Absolutely did.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And what we did, how many times were we like, okay, after meeting this bitch, like, bitch. Okay. Try again.
Try again.
So you can't tell me she didn't. And like,
No,
not even
of
from a
course.
mean standpoint. Some of them we were just like,
Yeah.
okay.
And this wasn't a mean thing. This was just honestly like an honest thing. You were just like, I'd rather vibe with Bronwyn than Mary. And like, it to me, it didn't give mean. I'm sure Brittany said worse things throughout the season about one of the other girls. But
Absolutely.
Clearly she didn't want to bring that out for whatever reason that was. But okay, we'll let her have that. So I think the next text is what Bronwyn said to Brittany.
Brittany is emotionally manipulative. She parentifies her children, trauma bonds in relationships, and is doing it to us. It is below her maturity level, below her age and intelligence level. And it makes me feel nervous and furious and embarrassed for her.
Oh, damn, not embarrassed for her. Bronwyn, that was a read, baby.
I mean, I agree.
I do agree.
I don't feel like Brittany knew exactly who she wanted to be on the show. So I feel like we started to get a bit of real Brittany, and then she got guarded, and we got a character, and then we get real, and then we get a character. And so I think we just got this, like, mashup, falsified version of who Brittany pretended to be for TV.
But did you like Brittany?
Absolutely. I want her back to do the same thing she did this time.
Same.
And that's what I said. I don't want you to come back and try to give me, oh, me and Jared are getting married, or oh, me and my daughter's lives are perfect now. You need to come back and still be the same random, fucking,
messy,
chaotic, like, everybody's arguing, and then you're like, you guys, are we going to
have an announcement.
Right, like, I have an announcement. My period just started. I'm just like, if you're not giving that, like,
don't want it.
I don't want it.
So the next one was what Angie said about Bronwyn, and she said that she said this to Heather. Okay, so Bronwyn seems nice. I like her business plan. Marrying a guy who has one foot in the grave and another on a banana peel, but I like mine better. I'd rather be self-made. She's nice, but she doesn't listen because her ears are stitched down to her face so tight she can't hear anything. She wears a hot dog outfit to remind us she sucked her way to the top.
There's a lot to unpack there.
There's a lot.
First thing being, I don't think that Bronwyn is a gold digger.
I don't see that either, honestly.
And I do think her and Todd have a genuine relationship.
I agree.
And I think people are so used to seeing these, like, fake TV romances that they think that that's what real people's relationships look like. And they don't realize relationships are the rainbow. They are in every shape, size, color, and all that. So I feel like it was something that was mean to say, and I am so over the gold digger narrative there. But gosh, I really have bonded with Angie this season.
This is why Angie got the first chair. This text right here it was so honest, and she owned it.
I don't even think it was just the text. Watching Angie this season, like me and Caroline both actively disliked Angie K.
Of course, we all did.
Actively.
Season 3, we were like, who is this girl? Jen's random friend that we didn't like.
I think that Angie K is a lot like me in the television world.
Oh, interesting.
That you're like, what is this? Nobody cares. Yeah. Bitch, go away. Mm-hmm. But the fact that they keep forcing you on me every week, as I start to watch you and get to know you, oh my God, I do actually like you.
Yeah.
You are real. You are relatable. You're actually kind of funny. You are shady. And I feel like I fell in love with Angie. I feel like the same way so many people always tell me, oh my God, I couldn't stand you at first, but now you're my favorite on the show. And that's exactly how I feel about Angie. Because I was like, bitch, get up off my screen.
Yeah.
I was like, no, actually, the more that they peeled back with Angie, I really liked Angie. Mm-hmm. So I think Angie's text is, I hate when anybody goes after the gold digger narrative. Because if I can find somebody rich that's going to marry me and take care of me, I don't think I wouldn't do it, even if I did have a successful business still.
I agree.
Cynthia Bailey was sad that billionaire didn't want her. And bitch, we know Cynthia Bailey working. Booked and busy Bailey is what they call her.
Very true.
The BBB don't stand for the Better Business Bureau. It stands for Booked and Busy Bailey. Because, baby, she's booked and busy.
Booked and Busy Bailey. I'm going to send that to her. She's going to love that. She's going to love that.
Make sure you send Drooby Doo to that dog-looking bitch, Drew Sidora.
Who?
Just kidding.
Drew, I love you, girl. Love you. Heart eyes emojis. Moving on. So the next text is what Lisa said about Meredith.
I feel like Meredith digs up information to weaponize it. It's fucking dirty and I don't like it. That was a year ago, though.
That was a year ago.
That was a year ago.
We all knew that. So, I was like, okay, we didn't learn anything new, right?
Well, we know that's fake because if you said out loud, she slept with half of New York City, we know that your text said something worse.
Yeah. No,
so,
for sure.
let's be real.
Sure. Yeah.
And let's also be real that clearly Meredith and her husband have clearly some sort of open marriage or arrangement or understanding. You gonna do what you gonna do and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do and we gonna stay married and say nothing.
Clearly.
So, which is also why her and Seth are boring. And I actually ran into Seth not too long ago when I was headed to Mexico. Or when I was coming back from Mexico, I ran into him at the airport.
What'd you say to him? This is an exclusive. I didn't know this.
Leave my family alone.
The rumors and the nastiness.
Proof, biatch. No, I didn't say anything to Scott.
Oh, no.
I was sitting there for my flight to Cancun as he was across from me going to
How did he look? Somewhere. He looked the same as usual?
I was surprised. So I thought Scott was going to be shorter. Scott was surprised.
Who's Scott?
What's his name?
Seth. I was like, bitch, you're Scott. Not you renamed this man.
Scott, Seth, little leprechaun, whatever his name was. He was taller than I expected.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
Not that he's tall.
Okay.
Just taller than I expected.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. But he was, did you talk to him at all?
No.
Oh. Anyway,
Child, they have to rent a house every 3 months to be on this show. What I look like talking to you? You ain't no house husband with no real money. I'd be better off trying to get Charles Oakley dusty ass.
Oh, I'm sure a half of Atlanta would agree.
Well, we both know he ain't got no money. Looking at that old ass Range Rover Angela driving around here.
Baby, it's so much TV dropped right now. Lord,
let's she had no shocks on that Range Rover, girl. It's an airbag system, and it's only $3,200 to replace it.
Both scoped that the Range Rover was an older model.
You're driving a 2015 Range Rover.
It was an older model. It was an older model, but you know what? Maybe they're conservative.
My Kia newer than your Range.
Maybe they're conservative with their coins.
If she was conservative with her coins, she would have went and got a Kia Telluride. She would have been like everybody else that gets the fake Range Rover, the Kia Telluride.
Yeah.
And she would have paid $30,000 to have a fully loaded car that's going to be slightly a tad bit more reliable.
Yeah.
But the fact that you were in
But it's not going to pop on TV, though. That's the only thing.
Baby, that old-ass Range ain't going to pop on TV either.
But see, the basic people that live in middle America don't know that. Me and you know that because we live in Atlanta.
Anybody watching the show
nice cars No,
You're gonna look
disagree.
at. You can look at her Range Rover and tell that
disagree.
the shocks are gone. Her Range Rover was so low to the ground, she probably went over a speed bump and lost her muffler.
No, I disagree, Alex, because the average person watching Housewives of Atlanta doesn't know the difference between a new Range Rover and an old Range Rover.
She's driving the same Range Rover Nene got repoed from the Home Depot.
In season 4. Oh my God, bitch, I'm screaming. But let's be honest, the average person doesn't know that.
Nene, can you confirm if that's your Range Rover that was repo from the Home Depot parking lot?
Angela bought it from the auction lot? Oh shit. Damn. That's the connection. That's how she got on the show, baby. She bought that Range Rover from the auction lot and she said, baby, I'm gonna be on the Housewives of Atlanta one way or another. This is so shady right here. Oh, Lord. We might just gotta cut this out. Lord, this is so fucking shady right here. Look, Sam said,
back to Salt Lake.
Okay, so the next text was a text that, I'm so sorry. I lost my notes for 1 second. Heather wrote about Whitney. She said, Whitney is a low-life, thirsty piece of shit. She sold her soul for fame and recognition. She's a snake, and I never should have trusted her. I've been so stupid even carrying her Wild Rose products, even though we never sold a fucking one. Now, baby, I think everything Heather said was true tea.
Absolutely true.
Absolutely.
Nobody's buying Prism or Wild Rose or any of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there was one more that was on air, which was the one that Whitney said about Angie, correct?
So I was at a party with Justin, and a woman approached us saying...
I'm sorry, Whitney said to Lisa. Sorry, start over.
Whitney said about Lisa.
About Lisa.
She sent this to Angie, allegedly.
Yes.
So I was at a party with Justin, and a woman approached us saying that if we ever wanted to bring in a third, she's our girl. In fact, Lisa and John can vouch for her because she made out with Lisa while jerking off John.
Did you believe this?
Absolutely. I've made out with Lisa while jerking off John.
Ah!
It's an exclusive.
Oh my God, exclusive. Me and Alex are literally the same person, y'all. We are just messy to the core. We need a TV show called Messy to the Core.
See, that's all it is. That's what my Twitter handle literally is.
That's what I know.
No, so literally, I mean, first of all, are we 12? Why the fuck are you giving somebody a hand job? Put it in your mouth.
Put it in your mouth.
Put it in your ass.
I was really thinking the same thing.
Put it in your vagina. Put it in between your tits.
If I'm jacking you out, baby, I'm sucking it off. Like, what are we doing here? I'm not about to do half the effort for a little bit of the reward.
Right. Why am I putting my mouth on Lisa No Lips Barlow?
Yeah.
But, child, let me tell you.
So that was the ending of the reunion. Obviously, things went left. The finale. Things went left. Obviously, Lisa got very upset. She ended up saying that Angie's husband
participates
circle jerk, which obviously pissed Angie off.
Which
and
I do believe.
The women just all got mad and walked off. And it left us to where we're like, where do we go next season from here? Do we think they can reconcile to be able to film another season? Or is it starting to get too dark for them where we have to start to recast?
Are circle jerks cheating?
Circle jerks cheating. Well, what is the definition of a circle jerk?
I think that would be just like if all three of us right now just whipped out our dicks and just jerked off right here in a circle. It's just like a...
But hold on. So because...
Are we jerking off each other or do we jerk off ourselves?
Is that...
You jerk off yourself, don't you?
Is that different from is that different from a bukkake?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Bukkake is like when somebody's in the middle.
And they're going to receive
all of the juices from the circle jerk.
Yes.
Okay, so that's
so when
different.
the person is not there, you do not get the bukkake. You get
know what?
just the
Can
circle
I be
jerk.
so honest?
You've been in a bukkake?
No, I've always wanted to. But with a lot of towels around, because I don't like to get messy.
Oh my gosh. You know, your ex, my roommate.
Yeah.
I will never forget one time he was gone for like the entire fucking week.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to hear the story.
And then he comes home and he's like half dead. And I was like, what's going on? He was like, I've just been getting fucked by 8 different guys for the last 2 days straight.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh my god, that sounds like a nightmare. Like,
it really does. Did he eat? Like, are you hungry?
Well, you know, we then later found out he was doing like meth and stuff. So that then all made sense.
Yeah, it did.
It's like in hindsight, I could probably sleep with 8 people too for 2 days straight if I was doing meth. But
Lord, oh, prayers.
You know who you are, so we don't need to say your name.
Definitely not saying anything. Lord, pray for you. But yeah, so Salt Lake City. Where do we go this next season?
I think we need to go and visit Jin Shaw at the corrections camp.
Okay, so you saw her prison sentence got reduced. Mm-hmm. Do you think...
that they're gonna
hold on. Do you think they're really going to ask her back to the show?
Yes.
Oh, you think so?
She might be a friend of, but they're going to bring her back in a capacity.
Okay.
She's unequivocally coming back in some capacity because you need the storyline of it all to keep going.
So you think they're going to bring Jen Shaw back? They're going to bring Monica back? You think all those pieces are going to align in some way?
I think all of those pieces are going to align. You'll probably get another season next season, but I feel like you're going to get Jen and Monica back.
On the same season?
On the same season. I mean, a Jen, Monica, Heather, Bronwyn, Lisa, Whitney would be a season. Yeah. And, of course, Mary in there.
And Angie?
And Angie. That would be a season.
Oh, that would be a season.
That would be a season.
Yeah.
So I'm here for it.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
Do you think Brittany is going to be... We've heard people online compare Brittany to Marlo of Salt Lake City, where they feel like she could have a long-standing career as a friend of.
I don't think it's long-standing. I think she has 4 seasons max as a friend of.
Okay.
And 4 is really pushing it.
Why do you think that?
And it's going to get old. Her stick's going to get old after a while.
Well,
because, let's be clear. Mm-hmm. Brittany, what's to say? Mary walked so Brittany could run. Mm-hmm. Because essentially Mary is who Brittany is now.
Yes.
Mary was the random housewife. You smell like hospital. She would just be there and would say some random shit. Yes. And that's all Brittany has done.
Yeah.
And this season, that's not who Mary was. Yes. Mary finally... and oh my god, it was such a cute little full circle moment when, like, at the beginning of the reunion, was Mary was like, "Yes, I clocked in this season."
She did.
She was like, "I clocked in." Yes, bitch, it took you long enough.
It did. It took you 4 seasons. Thank you.
But she really did. She gave so much of her authentic self that I feel like you needed that same kind of random element, which Brittany provided. So that's what I said. Brittany might be able to get another season, maybe another season after that. But I just don't think that role is a role that one person can just continuously be.
I don't see that being Brittany's downfall, though. I see Brittany's downfall being she probably wants to be a housewife, and she's always going to keep trying to do things to get her to that level.
So let's be clear. She's going to do something ridiculous. They'll bring her back next season, and she's going to do something ridiculous. But, I mean... I don't think she's going to actually ever become a housewife.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or she might be a one and done like Marlo. Who deserves justice.
Well, Marlo had 2 full seasons.
Did she have 2 seasons?
She did.
Okay, Marlo deserves justice, though, still.
She had season 14 and season 15.
Marlo should be on season 16, too.
Well, she's not, clearly. But Marlo will, I think, be... Well, I'm just saying, the season 16 done filming. Like,
she's not.
She's clearly not on there.
Clearly, she's not.
But I love Marlo. You know, I love Marlo down. So I think that Marlo will make a return in season 17. And I will say here now, early predictions on this podcast, Cue the Chaos. Please timestamp this. Nene Leakes will be back for season 17 with Kenya Moore.
And Kim Zolciak.
And Kim Zolciak as a friend of.
You're going to get...
They're going to put all their eggs in the basket.
Kenya is going to be your friend of.
No.
Mm-hmm. Kenya's going to be your friend of. You're going to get Nene, Kim, Portia, Phaedra. Phaedra, who's already confirmed she's back for season 17.
Cynthia.
And
And I think they might keep Shamia. Well, you know what? Let's not even make any predictions about the new girls now because it's so early to tell. Let's wait till the trailer comes out.
I think you're gonna get one,
and then
new
we're
girl.
gonna keep one new girl, and we're gonna see what they're gonna bring. And maybe Drew.
Maybe Drew.
If she drop it.
Maybe Drew.
Drop it with Drew.
I can see Drew not being on this show, but I can see Drew continuing a relationship with Bravo. And I'm not sure in what capacity, but I can see if
like
Drew...
Traders or something like that.
Drew is definitely going to get asked to be on Traders.
Okay.
I could even see Drew on House of Villains.
Oh, okay.
I could see Drew on Dancing with the Stars.
Okay, wow.
I can see Drew doing all of the shows.
Okay.
I can see Drew doing all of the shows, but I do see Drew being on another reoccurring show. Mm-hmm. Not Housewives, but I don't know what it is. But I think there's something else out there for Drew. So, Drew, I hate you and love you all at the same time.
We're holding space for you, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Holding space.
Holding space. Yeah, I love to hate Drew.
Yeah, I do too. She's good TV though.
She's to be continued.
Drew, we'll follow up, girl.
We'll follow up.
But yeah, any last minute thoughts before we end this episode?
Drew needs to change her wig.
Drew, I like your wigs.
No, I'm just joking.
This season, from what I've heard about what you wore this season, I heard you wore some good wigs and good fashion.
Well, I've already. I think you can see on Twitter and things out there that, like, I've been around a couple of the filmings and I've seen Drew firsthand. And Drew looks good. Drew looks good.
Okay, Drew. We excited to see you drop it with Drew, girl.
She dropped, so she Ozempic.
Oh,
she's semaglutide with Drew.
Well, next episode, we're going to have to get into Beverly Hills, Potomac. 90 Day Fiancé is really starting to heat up, so we're going to have to drop into that. And we will definitely have to bring y'all a repeat of our episode with Caroline and Steve.
Yes.
Sans kids, or with the babysitter.
No babies.
We'll bring it to y'all very clear so you can hear everything that was said.
Oh my God, I gotta go watch 90 Day now.
Oh my God, 90 Days getting good. Yes. So, until next time, audience, continue to cue the chaos, continue to love life, continue to be as shady as possible.